Hey guys, welcome to Series World. Today I'm going to explain a romance drama series called Devotion from 2022. Turn on subtitles and spoilers ahead. The last episode opens with a flashback from 6 years ago. Margherita and Carlo are now seen sitting in the same cafe where they were supposed to meet in the present. They are sitting at two separate tables beside each other, but they are sharing glances from time to time. After finishing his drink, Carlo leaves the bar, but leaves his phone behind. Margherita follows him with the phone before catching him. Margherita fell on the road, and that's how she started having problems with her body. While she's in the hospital, she gets a call on Carlo's phone from Carlo. Margherita comments on his ringtone to him, saying he has got quite the taste. Carlo also gives her a compliment for guessing the music correctly. He also thanked her for not being a thief. Carlo asks her where he could meet her, and she leads him in front of the emergency room of the hospital. Before meeting her, he picks up a flower that was pointed to him by Margherita. She suggests he thank her in another way, as this was not his idea. At present, Carlo is working as an editor. He's guiding a new writer about his book and tells him to bring his draft. Luca comes to his office with Sofia, and they show her the printed copies of her first book. Sofia has come to Milan with her dad after a long time. Carlo gets a call from Anna inviting him to lunch. He gladly accepts the invitation, even saying he'll bring her a copy of a new book. Meanwhile, Margherita is running 6 kilometers with Andrea. After they're done, he asks her what time he should pick her up, and they fix the time at 8 p.m. Andrea then goes to meet with a friend while Margherita goes to the hospital. Anna has hurt her ankle and needs small surgery. Luckily, Carlo was already there when it happened, so he helped her. They chat while the operation is ongoing. Anna gets a message from Eva, and she informs her about Anna's situation. She tells her to postpone the opening of her studio. Carlo asks her whether the opening of her studio was today, and she confirms. Margherita also asks Carlo about his improvements, and he tells her that it's going well. The Italian artist Marcello comes to meet with Margherita. They share a small peck on the lips. Marcello asks her about her mom's condition, and she informs him about the situation. Margherita introduces Marcello to Carlo. Carlo then leaves the room to give them space. The scene changes to Margherita sitting in front of her mom while holding her hands. Her mom suggests she not change the date of the opening just for her. Because it's her business, it'll be bad for it to delay. Margherita understands. Anna tells her to leave and take a rest for the night, as she's also tired. She also tells her to bring her a book next time. Margherita leaves for the night. Carlo is seen again talking with Anna over the call. After he's done talking, he makes love with another woman. Margherita is also seen in her house kissing Marcello, but at night she wakes up and just sits on the bed. Carlo is also awake and alone because his partner has just left the house. Margherita searches for Carlo on the net. She finds an article about him being a talent scout, and also the news of Sofia's book coming out through Carlo. Later, Carlo is also seen talking with Marco. He explains to Marco how Margherita looks better than before. She had the sparkles in her eyes, and she also seemed to be doing a lot better. But the funny thing is, Marcello met her for the first time when Carlo was with her in Giulia's gallery. Meanwhile, Margherita is also talking with Eva and Giulia about Carlo. It has been 1 year since everything has ended between Carlo and Margherita, but they seem to have unfinished business. Marco gets a message from Giulia to do something, but Carlo has already left the bar. After leaving Marco's place, he goes to his office. Sofia is also there meeting another woman. Luca informs Carlo that he has a great job opportunity in Paris, and whether he'd like to move there. Carlo denies it, as everything he knows is in this place. Luca reminds him that none of his relations with women are lasting more than 12 hours. He needs to get out of this place to live. He gives him 1 week to think about it. Margherita has now gone to meet with Anna in the hospital. She has brought her favorite book. Anna asks her whether she's unwell, and she tells her that she couldn't sleep at night. But she has to do well, as today is the grand opening. Anna wishes her good luck and also praises her. Margherita then goes to the house to get ready to leave for the opening. Marcello asks her whether he should pick her up, and she tells him no. Carlo is also seen doing some work. Later, Margherita gets dressed and leaves for the party when Sofia is also at a party with Carlo. Carlo is introducing Sofia to his sister. Carlo's parents also come to the party that Carlo and Sofia are hosting for her new book. Carlo's parents meet Sofia and they take their sits, while Margherita is walking to the grand opening party alone. Sofia and Carlo have now taken their place to do the speech. But as it turns out, Margherita wasn't just going to the grand opening. She has now reached Sofia and Carlo's party when Sofia is telling about her book. She informs the audience that this was based on a true story. The book talks about how often we are very close to a solution, but we choose to avoid it. Like, she used to not talk about her childhood trauma to anyone. She was avoiding the truth and the reality. She then gives the mic to Carlo. Margherita is also standing in the back of the audience. Carlo explains that everyone has faced some harsh truths in life. Some broken bonds and tough times made us who we are. We filled that void with empathy and words, so that we can look back and understand how these experiences changed us and what we'll do about it in the future. After his speech is done, Margherita leaves the party and goes to her opening party. Marcello, Giulia, and Eva are already present in the studio. They tell her that they thought she wouldn't come. Margherita tells Marcello that she changed the dress last minute and couldn't fix her mind. Giulia pulls Margherita aside, saying they need to change the fabric of the sofa. After pulling her away from Marcello, Giulia asks her about the truth as they decided on this dress 2 weeks ago. Margherita replies that she just took a detour. Giulia understands that she's hiding something, but she doesn't push her for the answer. Back to Carlo and Sofia. They are enjoying the party, and some big shots in the industry are also present there. Carlo and Luca are introducing Sofia to the big shots. Sofia tells Carlo that he has to be her editor forever. Carlo agrees, but tells her that they won't be able to meet much as he'll be leaving for Paris. Sofia takes the news really well and they even cheer over some drinks. Luca then pulls her away to meet another big shot. Back to Margherita. She's giving a little speech at the party. She explains that this was her dream. She was afraid, but not anymore. Her dream was stored away in a box for a long time. She found her dreams when she opened an old box full of things. There, she found her diploma and the old sketches from the university. She knew she had to keep the box open. She then ends her speech by saying she hopes they all have to decorate their house and requests that the timer remember her. Back to Carlo. He's talking with Luca and Marco. They are discussing how all the big shots are present at today's party. Marco tells them that he'll also read a copy of Sofia's book, obviously by buying the book using his own money. The scene changes to Margherita, who gets a call from Carlo while she's at the party. He tells her sorry for not being able to be there for her. Margherita also says sorry, as she was also not present there for him. Carlo expresses that he can imagine how she decorated the studio, with bold colors on the wall, beautiful night lamps, and big windows, and being on the ground floor with lots of sunlight. Margherita starts looking around to see where Carlo is hiding while looking at the studio. She finds Carlo standing in front of the window. She then comes out to meet him. Carlo explains that he knew she would choose a place in the Concordia. It might not be their home, but her studio is on the Concordia house ground floor. Carlo asks her what would have happened if he had never told her about the misunderstanding at the university. Margherita agrees that she also thought about what would have happened. Carlo expresses that he has been thinking about her a lot, but Carlo agrees that the distance was needed to understand the need for each other. Margherita also smiles. Carlo asks her whether she has to go back to her party, and Margherita agrees that she does have to go back. But before leaving, she gives a kiss on his lips. The episode ends with Carlo asking Margherita now what they should do. Margherita tells him to come up with something new. To watch more explanations of these kinds of series, click on the videos on your screen. And don't forget to let me know how you feel about today's video in the comments down below. And at last, thanks for watching.